Betterton started as a fishing village. They shipped the tomatoes and the peaches and everything that was grown around here off to Philadelphia and Baltimore. And there was a dairy, 7 or 8 hotels that had dining rooms. And then people would come on the boat. Most of them would stay for a week, and they got their breakfast and dinner as part of it. They went to the beach, they played bingo, there was a dance parlor, there was a movie theater, there was a bowling alley, there were bars, but and the boardwalk. There was always a boardwalk, and people would walk up and down the boardwalk on a Saturday afternoon and see friends and things like that. It was a social thing. It provided employment for the people who lived here. It provided employment for many people in Coleman's Corner as cooks and things like that. After the war, cars became more prevalent. The Bay Bridge opened, and the hotels in Betterton were all wood. The showers and baths, maybe 2 to a floor, not private. And there was some honky-tonk part of it, but once Ocean City opened up and the hotels were newer, air conditioning became popular. Obviously, they didn't depend on the boat to get them there. It did have an impact on a lot of those little communities. Betterton, probably some of the ripple effect went out to Still Pond as well. And then in 77, 78, when everything was really at the beach, all the hotels and the buildings were beginning to fall down, is when Mary Rowe Walkup was county commissioner, and she worked with my uncle Charles Clark, and they put together tons and tons of grants. So then everything was torn down at the beach, and it became a public beach with the bathhouse, the picnic pavilion, and it's a great beach because we don't have sea nettles until October if it's really hot. It's also got a nice slope to it for kids, and it allows the public to see a very spectacular view. But even now, with our transition to a resort residential community rather than all residential, we have 60% of our homes are second homes. And that makes a real dichotomy in our population, because we have our seasonal residents who have some needs, and then we have our families who live here and work in the area who have different needs. And I have to tell you that this project of the renovation of this building probably wouldn't have happened without the support of many of those seasonal residents. When we had to decide to do it, that was probably one of the scariest decisions that the council made. It was we're physically conservative. We don't like to spend a lot of money. And we kind of went, oh! But again, we had a lot of support from people who would say, this is a great idea, let us help this way, let us do this. And we did. And this was built in 1909. A priest by the name of Father Fitzgerald came over on his summers and built this church. The outside, the stucco, he used the sand off the beach. And, I'm sure he had some help around, but basically he built it himself. For the fact that one little guy built this building, and how beautiful it is. Very simple. I mean, there's nothing fancy or, well, not a beautiful ceiling, the brick walls and the lovely windows. I have been, I've been mayor for 25 years, so I've seen things come and go. We are very active in the Kent County Council of Governments. That's where all 5 mayors and the commissioners sit down once a month and we talk about things. I think that the lines of communication for most of our towns are excellent with the commissioners. If I had a problem, I wouldn't hesitate to call any one of them. And that's the same with the towns. We don't have to sign a mutual aid agreement. If we have a problem and Rock Hall can help us, they're happy to help us. If they have a problem, we're down there. I think we've been very fortunate because, again, the mindset is talk and listen. And as long as you talk and listen, you can get things done. We don't always agree, but you feel like as if you're heard, and that helps.